Back in Oklahoma, Congressman Tom Cole says these types of outbreaks are exactly what Congress prepares for. In fact, he said the National Institute of Health's budget has been expanded by nearly 40%. Now, a protest of this caliber is the first of its kind here at OU, so it's unclear if this will bleed into its third day tomorrow if their demands are not met. Now, a similar situation is happening at Syracuse University, where students are in their 11th day of a sit-in protest with their administration. I'm here at Drake University, where caucusing is underway. Just moments away from President Donald Trump coming out on stage. He's going to come out of those doors right behind me. Now, this might look like just a normal gas pump to you, but to some Iowa and Oklahoma farmers, it's their livelihood. Here in Des Moines, Iowa, I'm at Drake University right now. This is where President Donald Trump is going to hold his rally tonight at 7 p.m. I don't know if you can see my breath or not, but it's cold. It's 22 degrees. In a breaking news update, a suspect is behind bars for a deadly shooting at Florence County Motel. Fire and Rescue and DNR are actively searching for reported missing swimmer. As you can see behind me, DNR is still here. This is very much an active scene where they're looking for 41-year-old Robert Trout. This golf course is more than 50 years old, and while people that live in Horry County understand that development is part of living here, it's the sheer size of this development that has homeowners nervous. I'm here at Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa, and we are minutes away from President Donald Trump taking the stage. Hello and welcome to this online edition of OU Nightly. I'm Tori King, coming to you from Norman, Oklahoma. While COVID-19 keeps us off our campus and out of our regular studio, we are dedicated to bringing you this newscast. When asked about what concerns many Native American people face, tribal leaders had a lot to say. Right here behind me on the 50-yard line is the starting line, and the finish line at the steps of the Cotton Bowl at the Texas State Fair in Dallas. Former Vice President Joe Biden was here on this stage minutes ago delivering a victory speech. Tournament season continues here at the Cal Ripken Experience, despite an unexpected curveball this weekend, a fire that destroyed their office buildings. I'm here in Marion, Iowa, where just moments ago, former Vice President Joe Biden was right behind me, convincing Iowans why they should caucus for him next week. A couple of these hurdles, like this one right over here, has uncommitted on it. So if you're not really sure who you're going to caucus for, or if your candidate does not reach the minimum requirement, you'll come over here and people will try to convince you to come to their camp. In the studio, Tori King, WNBF News. The mayor says the show must go on. Hundreds of donations and dollars continue to pour into El Reno every single day as the people slowly piece their lives back together.
That's 6.
Thanks for joining us for WNBF News. I'm Tori King. President Gallagly addresses racism on campus, the aftermath of a deadly tornado, and a Norman nonprofit that saved the lives of hundreds. This is OU Nightly. Colby, this is a big deal. This is the third worst point loss in history for the Dow, dropping over 1,000 points today alone. And it was a heartbreaking day in Paris after the devastating fire erupted in Notre Dame. Today, one day after the tragedy, people all around the world remember their time spent at the sacred cathedral. Thank you for watching this online edition of OU Nightly, brought to you by our teams working remotely from both Oklahoma and Texas. Reporting from Norman, Oklahoma, I'm Tori King. Looking forward to that update. Thanks, Trey. Lawmakers and women's rights activists are fighting to approve the Dignity Act. Today, the CCU football announced its Fans Appreciation Day is Saturday, August 10th. Governor Stitt signs a bill banning city taxes on plastic bags. Officials named the group involved with the Sri Lankan bombings and the aftermath of the devastating earthquake that hit the Philippines.
I'm Storm Jones.
And I'm Tori King.
Tori King is here to let you know how those satellites help you save cash in this week's Money Matters. Tori?
This morning, Elon Musk's company SpaceX launched hundreds of internet satellites into what they call low Earth orbit. Bennettsville police need your help identifying the person on your screen. Take a look. He's a person of interest in a burglary and grand larceny investigation.
Frosties for everyone!
Hey,
Oh my goodness.
I'm about this. My trainer's gonna kill me though. But
Tori King has the story on this week's Health Beat. Tori?
it's true. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention Center has found that pregnant women who get the annual flu shot have a lower risk of hospitalization. Kayla Davis has more information in the News Center. Kayla?
Thanks, Tori.
Funeral arrangements are set for the second SCDOT worker killed in last week's crash near Aner. The New York Stock Exchange halted its trading today after a tumultuous morning. The Dow dropped more than 1,800 points.
I love that video.
You didn't
There's
bring
none, right?
a water gun
I
today,
promise
did you?
I didn't.
Okay, Frosties last week, water guns this week, so I'm just glad you left those at home. Reporting live in North Myrtle Beach, Tori King, WNBF News.
The number of coronavirus cases increasing every day. Medical experts have specific worries. OU Nightly's Tori King spent a few days in California where CDC officials confirmed 2 more cases.
Empty shelf after empty shelf after empty shelf. Problems that are sweeping the country faster than the coronavirus include both a medical face mask shortage and price gouging. This comes after the U.S. saw its first 2 corona-linked deaths over the weekend, both in Washington state. People are rushing to stores like Home Depot, Rite Aid, Target, Lowe's, CVS, and Walgreens, all of which are struggling to keep up with the demand. This type of purchasing behavior is happening in more states than just California. In fact, it's happening in Oklahoma too. Experts are warning the public about counterfeit N95 respirator masks and price gouging. Websites like Amazon have already started shutting down suppliers they've found guilty. Despite the high demand, government officials say face masks are not necessary if you're healthy.
We've contracted now with 3M to 35 million more masks per month. The average American does not need to go out and buy a mask.
Just Saturday, Jerome M. Adams, the Surgeon General, urged the public to stop buying the masks. In a tweet, he warns they are not effective in preventing people from catching the virus, and the shortage is stopping healthcare professionals from getting the masks for sick patients and themselves. Now, back in Oklahoma, Congressman Tom Cole says these types of outbreaks are exactly what Congress prepares for. In fact, he said the National Institute of Health's budget has been expanded by nearly 40%.
Congress will, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, give the administration supplemental funds. The administration has made a request for an additional $2.5 billion.
Now, health experts are saying the best way to not contract this virus is to wash your hands frequently, to cough or sneeze in your elbow instead of your hands, and to avoid large crowds. Here in Los Angeles, Tori King, Gaylord News. First responders received a call this morning around 12:20 that someone went missing in the Lumber River near Nichols. Melissa Troutman says that missing swimmer is her husband. She says they haven't had power at their home for months, so they came to the river with friends for a late night swim to cool off.
You know, like just a little fun night, trying to get away from the house, not think about our troubles for a little while. And it turned out, I guess, to be tragedy now.
Divers from the Horry County Fire Rescue and DNR scan the river using tactics like sonar technology in an effort to search for the missing swimmer.
I mean, they're doing all they can do. We just a waiting game now.
Troutman said there were 4 of them at the landing last night, but her husband and their friend Mitch were the only 2 to get in the water. She says after her husband jumped in the water, she quickly heard him call for help. She says Mitch then tried to save him, but couldn't hold on.
I kind of blame myself, too, because I didn't jump in to try to help him. I'm not a good swimmer. I can swim a little bit, I said, but y'all might have been coming to the search for 2 bodies instead of 1.
Troutman said her husband is a good man and a father, and she hopes crews will find him. The man was last seen around midnight last night. Crews are going to be out here all day searching for him. Live here in Horry County, Tori King, WNBF News.